Hey everybody, it's Ray, Two Drunk Brothers Garage. Kenny's at work today, but he is going to be stopping over after work. So I'm going to get ready to, he's going to be bringing me some things, and I'll talk about that here, but going to be untarping Goldie, and I'm going to put that steering column back together. We're not going to be able to get it to work, or even the new steering column, as you guys seen, or the used new to us that we bought in the previous video, same broken piece. But I just want to get some miles on Goldie before I go back to work, so I'm going to put the steering column back, see if we got blinkers, turn signals, blinkers, lights, and I don't care if the key doesn't lock or not. I'm going to wire up a push button and a toggle switch so we can just start it that way. Kenny's going to be bringing over some wire and a toggle switch that I bought for another project, and I bought a push button starter yesterday. So I'm going to get prepped and start putting the steering column back together, and hopefully I'm going to get her front end up in the air so I can get underneath there and do the wiring when he brings me wiring and stuff this evening. And hopefully we'll be taking her for a little spin this evening. That's kind of my goal, because then I want to get some miles on it and see what other kinks that we have. I understand the steering column is going to be an issue, but I checked, I can get a replacement from like OPGI that's the whole steering column. I might go that route. I did, it's got a really nice one, but they're over $1,000, and there's another company, Flaming River, does steering columns, and then OPGI has just a regular like replacement for $580. So I might go that route if I can't find the parts we need to fix this one. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start working on Goldie, and wait for Kenny to get over this evening. I brought the plow truck down, got the jacks, got the wood blocks. That's all the steering column parts plus the instructions. Got my kneeling standing mat. I'll go ahead and get the cover, the tarp off of her, and I'll probably set you guys up hopefully in the cab there on a time lapse while I'm putting that steering column back together. I'm gonna just get it, put the new ignition in there, and it'll have the key in it, but I don't really care. And then just want to make sure we'll put this back together, make sure our turn signals work once we get them plugged in, and then I'll go ahead and bolt the column back up, put everything back on, and then I'll just have to figure out where I'm going to put the push button and toggle, and get those wired in after Kenny gets here with the parts. But I'll try to set you guys up over there with a time lapse, and just time lapse me putting this all back together. Okay, so I got this reassembled to this point. I got that in there, the ignition, but like I said, the key's not going to come out. I'm not really worried about that. I do need to hook the wires up for the turn signals, and I want to test to see if we have any turn signals. So I need a battery in Goldie. So I'm going to go grab the battery, come down, hook it up, check to see if we have turn signals or something, and then I'll go ahead and get the wheel put back on. Well, no, I'll get the steering column bolted back up underneath the dash first, and then I'll go ahead and get the steering wheel back on. Like I said, it's not going to be perfect. I just want to wire up the starter toggle, push button and toggle underneath the dash so we can get some miles on her. Guys, like my sunshade hat there? It's the sun, when I'm kneeling down on the floor here, is beating down on my neck. So it's a warm one today here. We're in the low 70s, which is a treat for us. And of course, it's hotter than I would like it. Okay, got the battery back in Goldie, and I know we have good voltage because the rear side marker light over there is on. I don't know if you guys can see that with the sun shining or not, but it is on, trust me. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug in the turn signal connector and then test turn signals. Well, after all the time making sure that the wire pin out in the one off that old column to this one, because it was different wire colors, didn't even think about the connector. The connectors are both labeled Delco Remy D867. Now the one in the car, the one off the old one, says D8-67. This is a D-8-67, and the plastic housings are a little bit different. These are thinner, the black plastic between the connectors, and this one is thicker plastic, and I cannot get it to seat into the harness in the car. The one that came out of the car snaps right in. So now I'm gonna tear this all back apart to pull this out, to pull this one out to see if I can rebuild this one so we can test turn signals. It's always something, folks. Okay, so I got those two pieces back in the original. That one there just hooks over the plastic there on each end, and then this one, there's a little plastic stud up underneath there where those elongated holes go, and you can see that down in there, and then that just snaps into place and holds that one down, and it gives you the click action for the turn signal. The only other thing, I can't actuate that really good with one hand. The other thing is we're missing this screw or spring on this side. I mean, we have it, but it's broke. So I just took one off of that one. And then that little copper pin I do have down in the car. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that spring back on there and take this down and get this one threaded back in the steering column, see if we got turn signals. Well, looky there. That's the passenger side. Front works. Now I got to test out the driver's side. I did have it started first, but it didn't click. And I also needed to put the slide in the ignition switch to the run or accessories. It was in the off position, so when I first plugged in the turn signals, I wasn't getting anything, and then it dawned on me that because I'm not hooking this up, I need to leave that in the run or the run position so it knows to send power out to the turn signals. But there's passenger, there's off. Oh, and we even get an indicator up on the dash. Now let's see if we get driver's side. Oh, we might have a busted bulb. Got a solid indicator, no blinking. We might have a light out. Let's see. Rear's giving me a backup light. No turn signal. So we might have dead bulbs because I think we had some issues there, but front, you guys probably can't see it in there. It's doing a slow glow orange, so Got a couple bad bulbs would be my guess. Making progress though. Okay, now that I know the turn signals are going to work after I get some bulbs on the driver's side, I'm gonna go ahead and set up the time lapse again. I'm gonna put everything back together, get the steering column back up, get the steering wheel on, and then get ready to do the wiring for the push button and the toggle to energize the coil. So here we go. Well, I don't know what I did, but all of a sudden I got this to the lock position. The key can come out and go back to accessories, but I don't know if I'm getting accessories there. But then I roll forward and get generator, but I'm also turning over the car all of a sudden. And we couldn't get this to line up and do everything right for the life of us. So I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth. I'm gonna go ahead and put the steering wheel back together and be tickled that this is working. Now I'm not sure if she'll fire up when it's in the start position. I tested it. I don't know. I'm only getting like 6 volts to the coil. Maybe I'm only supposed to be getting 6 volts. We were jumping it with 12 volts when we were using the clicky clack. But I'm going to get the steering wheel on it and clean up the parts there so I can get in and just have my foot on the brake. It's in park. It shouldn't go anywhere, but I'll go ahead and get the steering wheel on, clean up the floorboard, and then see if I can get her fired up using the key. And even if I still gotta wire a toggle in to energize the coil with 12 volts, that's better than having a push button. So making lots of progress. Goldie, I tell you guys, she just wants to run. I firmly believe that. I thought we had one of these so I could put it on there and push that down and get the locking ring on there. Found that in my dad's tools, but I gotta go look for that guy. Hopefully we got that or something that I can use to put that locking plate on. Folks, I am, well, yeah, I'm learning. I'm an idiot. That's in my dad's tools. I was thinking it wasn't the right tool because I was trying to just put that on there and depress it, but it's like not working. I realized you have to thread that cup piece onto the actual threads on the steering column and then work it to depress, and then tighten the nut to depress the lock ring down. So anyhow, I'm an idiot, but I'm gonna go ahead and get this set up, get that lock ring depressed, and then so I can reach in there and put my locking. No, I don't even know what I did with it, but I got the snap ring somewhere around here. Anyhow, I'm gonna set back up on time lapse. Well, I used the compressor to put the lock, to compress that spring and get the lock ring on there. And I got the snap ring down on there, but as soon as I went and touched the steering wheel to put the nut on the steering wheel, the snap ring popped, and I don't know if you guys can see it. It's in there between the lock ring and this cover. So I just went ahead and pulled this off for now. It was like that when we drove it the other day. It's a little loose, and steering wheel's not locked, but I think that's because I don't have the lock piece in there. But that's all right. Like I said, I just want to get some miles on this and figure out what's going on with the steering column a little later. But right now I'm going to jump in and test this thing and see if it'll fire up with the key. Here we go. I'm going to try her with the key. Folks, she fired right up. Well, you guys heard her. Maybe not right up, but fired up with the key without the clicky clack. Got an exhaust leak, knew that. I'm gonna move some stuff out of the way and pull her up the driveway. Shoot, maybe tomorrow pull her up there and power wash her and just start kind of working on her, cleaning her up. I don't know. When Kenny gets home or here after work, we'll go for a little ride. Maybe go up to the corner gas station, put some fuel in her. Sitting there purring like a kitten. Wildcat power. Front tire rubs up in there a little bit. Oh, maybe it's just rusted, rubbing on the rusty chunk of body there. Waiting for Kenny to get here after work, so I'm gonna get some Windex and I want to clean the windows, and I'll probably grab the air compressor and check the air in the BF Goodrich TA radials there, and so we can take her for a little spin when he gets here. I'll tear apart the things and get lights. Yeah, maybe I'll do that tomorrow. But got the glass all cleaned up. I took the rear trimmer on this window because all the pieces are there, but it's just loose and I didn't want to lose it going down the road. Put it in the trunk. Got the side glass all cleaned up. The windshield is so much better. Now I'm going to go ahead and stick some air in the, check the air pressures, and just waiting on Kenny to get home from work so we can go for a little evening cruise. Got all the tires actually aired up. I mean, this one took just a few pounds. The back two were good. The passenger side front was at 60, so let some out of that. But I figured out what was rubbing here. Tires rubbing on this, which is a piece of the inner fender. So I brought a crescent wrench. I'm hoping I can just grab hold of this and maybe bend it back without doing any massive Maybe I'm just gonna have to get down there and push on it by hand and see if I can bend that back a little bit just so she stops rubbing it. You can see where it's bare right there. But just take care of that rub. A little manual persuasion, and hopefully that's out of the way. Stop from rubbing on my beautiful BF Goodrichs. I mean, there's lots of good tread there left. They're dry rotted really bad. Yeah, new tires are gonna be on the billing here pretty quick. They are 14-inch though, so I'm gonna have to call around tomorrow and see if anybody's got any. Kenny finally made it home from work, or to my house from work, and I was showing him that she starts and runs now with the ignition. So, like I said, we're gonna go for a little cruise. Oh, they weren't coming. Oh, that's the fire.
Yeah. Well, we're going for a little ride. Sun, sorry about the sun in your eyes, but 8 o'clock at night and the sun's that high in the sky.
Well, the speedo says 50. I don't know if it really is. Got that smell some more.
Oh, that's exhaust leaking in here.
Is that exhaust?
Yeah,
we need to get the exhaust.
Yeah.
Man, she's
Running?
She's running. I aired up the tires, and the brakes are breaking. The steering's a little sloppy.
Well, she's old.
Yeah. Let's go up to Schrock.
I think the speedometer's off a little bit there, because I got up to 45 and speedometer's at 50.
Is that what you had? Let's see. I'll get it up to like 40 and we'll see how it is. Okay, I'm at 40. 38, that ain't too bad.
39.
42. So it's kind of close.
Yeah, it's kind of close. Ooh, she's putting on some heat.
Yeah, that's that 352 barrel heating right up in here.
No, you got the heater on warm.
Oh, well, I got it off over here.
Yeah, but
well, no, we got. We can't go.
No, but
the slider doesn't work.
that can be done to cool. Yeah, the exhaust definitely needs to be.
I think that was my turn.
Polar bear, yeah, to come back out by Alaska Waste there. She runs actually pretty good. Shit. But you're at 50, 48, yeah. Yeah, be careful here.
We definitely need to do some brake work. We need exhaust. We need tires. I'm gonna just flip in here and turn around, head back down.
Great. Go right in that one. Parts, $200.
We'll just turn around on Raven here.
Definitely have to figure out why the gen light is on. Something's not.
Well, I don't think we're charging, remember? We checked.
Right, yeah. She rides good for being 30-some years old. No, more than that, huh?
50-some years
old.
Off the road for 30-some years.
Yeah. There's all this stuff in the
All the hubcaps just went floating around
in the trunk. Boy, could you imagine this thing with a 4-barrel on it? Definitely needs an exhaust though, because she's pretty thick in here,
Yeah.
I think.
Burning a little bit out the back there, but that's all right.
Shit, you would be burning too if you was 50-some years old.
The gas gauge went down to half full when I did that. That's funny. A little sloshing around back there.
Right? It's kind of like the GTO. You step on the gas and she drinks some gas.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Don't be so mean to me.
Was that you doing that, or?
No, I thought it was going to die on me.
Oh.
Well, this is all new. Clear cut. Putting up a steel building.
Wow. Can shell. Stall on us.
Actually, might as well go up to
What?
I'm gonna go this way and hit Lakeview and then Aoki. She needs shocks.
Yeah.
She needs a lot of stuff, but folks, it's moving, running down the road. I mean, couldn't ask for anything more.
For $1,600. Hey, it works.
That's right.
All right, everybody.
Goldie.
Goldie. Hey, back on top with Goldie. The ignition miraculously works. Kenny, once he got home from work and I showed him, he goes, well, maybe it was the angle of the dangle with the steering column not in there.
Yeah.
Who knows?
It was in there, it just wasn't bolted up.
As soon as I
underneath it.
bolted it all up and everything, then the key, everything started working. So it's good. Got a lot of things to do with her, but
She's running down the road. We took her for a ride.
yeah, she's a runner. So yeah, cheers everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers,
brother.
If you like the video,
Hit the thumbs up, comment,
subscribe.
subscribe.
We'd appreciate it.
Yep. Ken,
Ray,
Two Drunk Brothers Garage.
Cheers.
Cheers, everyone. Cheers, brother.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.